it's Vicky, and I'm here today to do a standalone book review, which I don't think I've done in a really long time. But I received this book as an ARC, and I wanted to dedicate a whole video to it because, yeah, I just did. So that book is called Son of the Deep by Hoyle, and it was sent to me by the publisher, Owl's Nest Publishing, so thank you to them for sending the book my way. And yeah, here's my review. So Son of the Deep, the premise of Son of the Deep is that it is basically a gender-bent retelling of Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid. Or is it The Little Sea Maid? I can't remember what it was originally called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So in this story, we have our main character, Orfeo, who is a young merman, and he falls in love with a human princess named Rose. And yeah, obviously there's some issues there. He is what they call in the book a son of the deep. She is a daughter of the earth. So they're kind of star-crossed lovers in that way. And as we know, as the classic fairy tale goes, same thing happens in this book. He basically makes a deal with a sea witch and becomes human in an attempt to win Rose and marry her. And I have to say, I went into this curious because I do happen to really enjoy the classic tale. I was a huge fan of the Disney movie as a child. It came out when I was about 5 years old, so of course I loved it. But then in later years, I did read the Hans Christian Andersen story, and it is a little different. It's a bit darker for sure. And so when I heard about this book that was coming out, I was curious about it because it's a retelling, and also that whole gender bent thing was just really intriguing to me. And I have to say that I wasn't expecting a whole lot when I went into the book, but it ended up being very, very well done. And even though it's a story that you go into it knowing the gist of the plot and how things are going to progress, there were still quite a few kind of twists and turns that I just was not expecting to happen. And so I was very pleasantly surprised by that. I was also very surprised that, me being me, I'm not a huge romance fan, as you guys know, but I was so invested in Orfeo and Rose's romance. I was rooting for them. I wanted them to be together. Their relationship was very realistic. Just the way it progressed throughout the story, it was really, honestly, beautiful to read. The biggest thing that I really loved about this book, though, was that K.B. Hoyle took the story of The Little Mermaid, but kind of expanded it in terms of the context, maybe a little bit of history, backstory, as to why the humans and the mer people were so at odds with each other. Because there is a reason, there is a back history that is pretty relevant to the story, and just the way that that was weaved in and just kind of added to, you know, these two, you know, young lovers was just really interesting. And I really loved the coming of age elements in here because, just like, you know me, I love coming of age stories, and so this one dealt a lot with, you know, parental expectations because Orfeo is the son of the king, and his father has certain expectations for him that he's just not entirely interested in, but is also kind of torn because he feels obligated to take that role because of who he is, but it just is not something he's passionate about. You also see that with Rose, who is being pressured to marry because she is to be queen, and it's not just about, you know, because she is of royalty, it's not just about marrying someone you love. You know, there's politics involved, and so she's torn between that and wanting to be a good queen and do the right thing for her kingdom, but also she wants to marry for love. And it also kind of had that sort of first love sort of thing going on, which you often see in coming of age stories as well, which, like I said, I was totally into, which was surprising to me because usually I don't care really that much about romances, but this one was a good one. So all in all, I thought this was a really solid reimagining of the classic fairy tale. And I would recommend it to you guys. If you like retellings, kind of like what Marissa Meyer had done with the Lunar Chronicles, and those sorts of stories, I think you would really like this. It has all of the classical elements of the story with a little bit of added meat, and it just gives you a little something extra. So if you are at all interested in this book, it does come out on March 15th, and I believe you can pre-order it right now. So if you are interested, I highly suggest you check it out because it was a really good book. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it a lot, and I would love to read more from KB Hoyle because I really liked her writing. It had that sort of whimsical, magical, just very easy sort of vibe to it, and it was really good. So yeah, that's all I have for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this little book review, and that if you're interested at all in Son of the Deep, you will go ahead and check it out. I will link down below to Owl's Nest Publishing, their page all about Son of the Deep if you want more info. I believe they're also selling a book box that is centering around this book, the release of this book, so feel free to check that out too. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and once again, March 15th is when this one comes out, which is very soon. All right, have a great week, guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.